Hi, good evening. My name is Tanya Hobson, and I'm hosting this new show called Wellness Tips with Tanya. And this is the first show, and I'd like to share with you all that this is also my first time going live on Facebook, so I appreciate your joining me on this very special occasion. And I also want to thank Steve for doing such a wonderful job putting all of this together. Everything behind the scenes is all him. And I really appreciate his efforts at preventing kidney disease and doing everything that he can to educate the public. And that's really where I wanted to join this effort and provide anything that I could to help Steve. So that's kind of where this show came from. But first, since this is a new show, I want to start by introducing myself and my son, because he came out of the bathtub to join this very special live session. So this is my son Wyatt. My name is Tanya Hobson, and I really have started this process of living healthier about 12 years ago. So it started, I was diagnosed with cancer, and it was a Ewing sarcoma. It was in the soft tissue of my body. It wasn't in a bone or an organ. And I went through about a year's worth of chemotherapy and radiation and surgery. And little did I know that the cancer had spread throughout my entire left hand. And so I ended up losing a pinky in the whole process. And so we're all adaptable. You know, I got over the treatment, went well, everything went well, surgery went well. And I went on with my life. You know, I got married, got pregnant. And when I was at the doctor visiting about my pregnancy, the doctor was checking me from head to toe. And surprise, surprise, I had kidney failure. And it wasn't like acute kidney failure. I was at super low function. And it's difficult to explain because when you're pregnant, your function actually looks better because there's more blood flow going through the kidneys. So my doctor pretty much said that after I had my son, I would have to start dialysis immediately. So I said, you know, we can do this. We've gone through cancer before. Let's see what this is. So I started PD dialysis, and it was just easier for me having a newborn son and being able to be mobile and walking around. And I did the exchanges manually, so I just chose when I did the exchanges and how that fit into my day. So that worked for me. And after about 6 months of this, honestly, I just thought, you know, how can this be my future? And transplants, you know, would be coming in the future. And I was young at the time, so it would be multiple transplants. And the second and the third transplant are just even harder, more difficult to match. So there was really just a lot of unknowns out there. And so I really had a conversation with myself and my family, and I said, you know, what can I do to help my kidneys? And, you know, what's the function of the kidneys? Well, it removes the toxins from your body and keeps you healthy. So I thought, well, if I could remove the toxins from my diet, that and my lifestyle, so not just what I'm putting in my body, but what I put on my body and what I surround myself with, that my body could, and my kidneys didn't have to work so hard. So I tried it, and I'll be honest with you, my doctor didn't think that it would work. and I wasn't sure if it was going to work, but I had to try. So after about 6 months of changing my diet, and what does that look like? So I ate organic meat, organic vegetables. I cut out a lot of the processed foods. I cut out sugar. I cut out alcohol as well. And I tried it for about 6 months. And after 6 months of seeing my doctor on a monthly basis, he decided to take me off of dialysis. And so at the time, I want to talk a little bit about my numbers. So my GFR was 15%, and my creatinine was about 4. It ranges from day to day, but it was around 4. And the decision to come off of dialysis was a little bit scary, but I worked so hard, and I really just had to have faith in myself and faith in what I was doing, that it would work. So I'm really proud to say 5 years, fast forward 5 years from now, here I am. My son is 6 years old now. This was who I was pregnant with. And I've been off of dialysis for 5 years. My kidney function remains at 15%. It has not really gone up or down from there. My creatinine numbers have reduced a little bit, so they're now at like 3.5 range, and I feel great. I have the energy, and I still follow that same diet. It's really honestly become a lifestyle for me, and I have since gone back to school and become a health coach. So that's kind of where this all came together. This is how I met Steve. And this is really where I thought to create this Wellness Tips with Tanya. So kind of my intention for these videos, they're quick, and I want them to be quick, just so that I can go over a few tips or tricks or lifestyle changes. They could be very, very small, but I want to share that information with you. So as Steve is out there educating the public and educating you all about getting tested and seeing what your kidney function is, I want to kind of follow up with that and say, look, your kidney function your GFR may be 30. And there's no reason why you can't start now and taking a little change, making a little change and taking better care of yourself, and it could completely change things for you. So that's what Wellness Tips with Tanya is really all about. And the second item to the show is that I understand, especially as a coach, I understand that information does not lead to transformation. So you can have all the information in the world, but making that change is the part that is most difficult. So as a fun action for every show, I promise that I will have an action for you to work on the coming week. They're going to be small, they're going to be very easy, and you will find that over time, these small changes can add up to enormous changes. So for the action item for today, since I've introduced myself to you all, I would really love to hear from you. If you could comment in the video chat below, just let me know your name and what your goals are, and maybe something you'd love to find out that I can add into a future show. And lastly, I just want to let you know, kind of in closing for today, where can you find more information? So I have a new Facebook page. I am actually launching it today. It is called Thrive Not Survive. And I can add a direct link into the comments if you'd like, but that is a new Facebook group and I'd love to welcome everyone and anyone to that group. It's a closed group, so you do have to request to join. And secondly, you can always email me. I am open, and my email address is tanya@experiencepaleo.com. So feel free to email me and reach out. But overall, thank you all for this 15-minute wellness tips with Tanya, and I will see you all next week with a new tip and a new action. Thank you.